Mga kababayan, this is exactly why choosing our leaders intelligently matters. Napanood ko po yung interview ni Vice President Sara Duterte with GMA News reporter sa The Hague. Tinanong po siya tungkol sa Pax Silica. At base po sa naging sagot niya, she appeared unfamiliar with the issue na parang doon pa lang niya first time na narinig yun. No? Let's watch the clip para kayo po mismo ang humusga.
Ma'am, any thought po about sa Paxilica na balak pong itayo sa Pilipinas?
Ano na? Paxili?
Paxilica.
Yung Paxilica.
Paxilica?
Hindi ma'am,
Silica.
Paxilica. Do you know anything about that?
Wala
ma'am?
ako. I cannot comment on that.
Ang nakakapagtaka po nito, ordinary citizens are already asking questions about Pax Silica. Ilang linggo na rin po akong may mga natatanggap na request from our followers. They are asking me to discuss its possible benefits, yun daw risks, and implications nito for the Philippines. Hindi ko po ito ginawa kaagad because I wanted to study it carefully. Kaya nakabinbin pa. Well, whether the economic and technological benefits truly outweigh the possible environmental, energy, water, and geopolitical concerns, aalamin po natin lahat yan. And I will discuss that separately for you. But here is the bigger issue na po. Habang yung ordinary na mamamayan ay nagku-curious, nagbabasa, nagsisikap, umintindi ng isang major international development that could possibly affect our economy and national security, bakit po parang yung isa sa pinakamataas na opisyal ng bansa ay hindi man lang familiar dito? Our leaders do not need to know every technical detail. Pero po, they should at least be aware of major initiatives involving technology. Semiconductors, artificial intelligence, yung foreign investment, energy, and then syempre yung national security. These are not trivial matters. These are the kinds of developments that could shape our country for decades. And this is where voters must become brutally honest with themselves. Why are some people already framing so hard to place Sara Duterte in Malacanang in 2028? Beyond the family name, political loyalty, anger toward her opponents, and emotional attachment, what exactly does she offer the country? What is her clear economic vision? What is her position on emerging technology? What is her strategy for jobs, education, healthcare, investment, energy security, and foreign policy? And what can she genuinely deliver po that other more prepared, informed, and competent leaders cannot? Hindi po sapat yung tapang-tapangan, no? Hindi rin po sapat ang popular na surname. Hindi rin po sapat yung pagiging galit mo sa kalaban. The presidency po is not a reward for loyalty, and it is certainly not an inheritance. So please, for the sake of our country, let us stop treating elections like fandom. Choose leaders who study the issues, understand global developments, surround themselves with competent people, and place national interest above personal and their political survival. Excuse me. Now ask yourself honestly, ano ba talaga yung gusto mo para sa Pilipinas? Then ask the harder question. May malinaw po bang ebidensya na kayang ibigay ni Sara Duterte ang hinahanap mo? Or are you simply convinced that she can because you desperately want to believe it? Diba? Critical thinking begins when loyalty ends and evidence starts. Kaya hindi na po ako nagtataka kung wala nga pong alam na accomplishments ng mismong administration na kabahagi siya si VP Sara. Hindi dapat shallow ang kaalaman dapat niya sa sarili niyang bayan. So kabayan, sana po gumising ka na.